That's good. I like it.
Y'all are amazing. Creatures of habit. 10 o'clock, one person in here, 10:10 full. Just the way it works. Welcome back from the 4th. I had a great 4th. I like having the 4th on Thursday. Staff was off Friday, so pretty cool when all of a sudden you've already had 2 days and then you go, gosh, I got 2 more days. It was nice.
We don't really want to hear it, Brett.
You don't?
Some of us were.
Oh, you're working. There we go. Good for you. But good 4th, and 4th really is the demarcation for halftime of the year. So second half of the year, we've talked about that a lot. We've talked about it in terms of football strategy, going in the locker room. You got to make changes. Hopefully you took me serious and did some thought with yourself about your year so far, where you stand on your goals. Are you ahead or are you behind? And if you're behind, if you really want those goals, you're going to have to change something. You're going to have to change some sort of action. And I can guarantee one of them is your lead gen, either time involved or strategy for it, because it's not getting enough leads for the goals you've set. So you don't have to stop just because it's the 10th. You can still be thinking about changes, but they need to happen quickly. Case in point, interesting, talking to a big agent yesterday, going to be coming to this office soon. 4 or 5 years ago, he was a really big agent. Last 2 or 3, he's been a medium agent, not by his own choosing. And he realized he was spending his life on Facebook, not in a business way. He just went, it was taking my whole life. I wasn't doing any business, right? Just answering everything, you know. Hey, I'm walking in the grocery store. Hey, I'm opening my car door.
And everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he realized that. And I think a lot of this sometimes is when we're changing activities, it could be, I'd say over 50% things, not necessarily things I'm going to start doing, but things that I'm going to quit doing that are distracting us. So give some more thought. I still feel like we're out of the locker room, but we're still in the tunnel running out for the field, and you still have a little time to make some changes if you're going to do it. But it takes some thought and effort. You got to do it. Great breakfast. Everyone seems to get the message now. We like Chick-fil-A. And
Quiche is pretty good. We love quiche.
Good. So here are our good friends at Perimeter Roofing, Renee. Again, you have to have a great database of contractors. It's a key to your business. It's what we do. This is how we help people, advise people, counsel people, all these areas of business. Well, roofing could be near the top in that if you have a good roof, everything under it kind of is okay. Well, put it this way, if you have a bad roof, you got a lot of problems underneath, right? Because water is a big problem for all the things underneath your roof. So having roofing counsel is important. So tell us what's going on out there.
All right, well,
Come on up.
I will just, I didn't really know kind of what I was going to talk about today, but is it Renata? Renita. So apparently you had a situation where were you representing the buyer or the seller? The buyer.
The buyer.
And the seller had a 15-year-old roof, and the shingle was a 20-year shingle. Inspector really couldn't find anything wrong, but the buyer terminated because it was a 15-year-old roof, and he knew that he'd only have another 3 to 5 years left on the roof. I mean, that's a problem. I'm not sure there's a really great solution, but I will say that when you know the roof is that old, go ahead and call me. Go ahead and call a roofer. Have them come out, take a look, because a lot of times during the inspection report, they never get up on the roof. They'll put their ladder up, they'll take a look over the general, but they may be missing things like storm damage. Just think about the last few years. We've had Hurricane Irma. We've had several storms in the last 15 years that could have put damage to the roof that the current homeowner's insurance may cover, and they may be, able to get a brand new roof put on. And sometimes even if, as an agent, when you're walking up to a house, you can see from the street, you can see damage, you can see there's clearly something wrong. If it was a 20-year shingle, it's what we call a 3-tab flat builder's grade shingle. Nowadays, I really don't know any roofers that put those back on. I guess some do, but we put architectural on, and the architectural shingles that we put on have a lifetime warranty. So it is hard to get around that, but it can be done. And if you, in that situation, if you call, take the inspector for, at their word, but also if you call a roofer to sort of back it up, and if they really get up there, they may find some storm damage that you're just not seeing. Yeah.
So Renee, I'm Jeannie. I spoke to you the other day.
Yeah.
You are going a step beyond what you needed to do. I have a situation. It's an older roof. The attic fan isn't working. When they went to do the inspection, it was 150 degrees in the attic. The inspector goes, "I've never been in an attic that high." And he goes, "This could be damaging the roof because it's that hot." And it's in Palmetto, Georgia, which if you guys probably don't know where that is, it's in Fairburn. So I called her and I said, we've got some questions about this roof. And she's like, it's really not my part, but I will get you someone. And you've been great. You followed up.
Thank you.
You made sure. You went beyond. And you asked me right away, can you find out who the homeowner insurance is? So, I really appreciated everything that you did.
Well, thank you. And he's meeting you today between 1 and 4?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So,
yeah, and I mean, even if you don't see damage, when you have an older roof, the chances are it could be there, and it doesn't hurt to have someone come out. I mean, I can't go out on every roof or a 5-year-old roof, but I'm happy to write reports that may help with either the buyer or the seller saying, I inspected this. Yes.
Okay, I could be a walking advertisement for Renee. She just got a roof put on for my buyers. It was a 19-year-old roof, and she walked the sellers through every single step of getting their claim approved. I mean, every step of it, and kept us all in the loop. She met the inspector out there. She knew him, which was wonderful. The adjuster that came out. And I would highly recommend them over anyone else. Honestly, she won over the listing agent as well. He's going to start using her too.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's funny to me how many agents still don't realize that insurance is an option, even when they're working with the buyer. The seller, they can talk to the seller's agent and easily, say, hey, this is, you got a situation going on, you've got hail damage, wind damage, we can get this roof approved if they've got the right insurance company. That's a big deal too. But if you think about it, on a roof, on a home, I know some of the price points we were talking about earlier, there can be a home that's worth $150,000 and they need a $15,000 roof. There can be a $550,000 or an $800,000 home and they need a $15,000 roof. With the roof, a lot of times it doesn't matter so much as the value of the home. It's still going to be a large expense, either way. So I just put a $150,000 roof on a house. So the roof can be a huge liability or an asset.
So also, you can just be a hero to prospective sellers that you're working with if you think there's going to be a problem before you list. Like, was Thayer's, did that get approved?
Thayer's got approved.
So we have a client that's going to be selling their house, and we actually used Renee on the house we made an offer on, and it got denied because it wasn't eligible. But the seller said, I'd like her to look at my house. So we sent them over, and their existing house was eligible. So when we go to list it, it's going to be packaged with a brand new roof, right?
Brand new roof on the house, on the garage, and the shed.
And it's a 3-tab that's getting replaced with an architectural roof. And he's paying like a $1,000 deductible.
Right, and that's it. And I mean, even that $1,000 deductible or whatever their deductible is can be used as a bargaining point between the buyer and the seller. If the buyer says, well, we want $15,000 towards this roof, and it ends up that the seller gets it approved, then the buyer can say, hey, I'll pay that $1,000 if you get the roof approved through your homeowner's insurance.
So what I've learned working
Negotiate
with
on that
Renee,
deductible.
and she's done multiple jobs for me, and she's awesome, and you're right, she interfaces with the adjusters and the owners. But early on, find out who the insurance company is, because that has bearing.
It does.
And then if you provide that to Renee, and then she can go back and search storms and see if there's a documentable storm, and the house may be eligible for a claim where they get a new roof for the cost of their deductible. It's huge.
Yeah,
It is. It's,
he
I mean,
has the same situation. We got a listing coming up in Alpharetta with Kamal Shaw.
And you look like
Kamal
a
Shaw.
hero to
Yeah.
your clients.
yep, Kamal Shaw, and yep, that's exactly right.
I can't say enough good words about you guys.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Do you give your estimate before the insurance check comes though? The value of how much it's gonna charge?
I can. Usually, I always work with the insurance companies go, because if they didn't give us enough money to do the roof, I know how to rewrite the insurance scope, so I'll rewrite it and shoot it back to them and say, you guys left this off, or you didn't do that, or whatever, and I get the price point there, so that, because my goal is to only have the homeowner pay the deductible. I don't want to nickel and dime them, I don't want to, so generally what I do is if I'm going to be working with insurance, then I just agree with the homeowner that I'm gonna do it for what insurance pays.
What if the insurance amount is significantly higher than the cost of the replacement of the roof? Do you?
That doesn't normally happen. I mean, well, I'll put it this way. So if you have a $15,000 roof, the insurance company approves or approves it for $15,000. If you turn in an invoice for $12,000, the insurance company is going to pay $12,000. So it really doesn't matter. Generally, I don't have insurance companies overpay like that. There are some roofing companies out there that will waive deductibles. It's highly illegal, and I don't do it. It's not. It's insurance fraud. Somebody's pocketing $1,000. It's the homeowner. You're putting them at risk. You're putting yourself at risk. It's just never a good idea. So I know there are roofing companies that will do it, and that's fine. But I don't. I go by the book.
Good. All right. Renee, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for breakfast. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people that communicate. You heard that? People that are quick in responding, and most important, that they're confident. They know what they're talking about. Okay? Someone you want, no doubt, someone you want in your list of vendors right there. Hate to go back to back. Oh, let's wait 1 second though. So, again, you got to know all aspects of houses, and really roofing is one of them. I mean, we talked last week what causes agreement in deals. You got to understand how a deal works. Well, roofing, if it's a problem, is a big number, right? Heating and air, big number. Foundation, big number. Once we have clients that have indicated they're interested in this house and writing an offer, it's just not smart to have checked these out on your own to the best of your ability. If it was me still selling, I'd have binoculars in my car. I'd be checking that out, okay? I mean, why are you going to go contract on something that obviously needs a new roof, and you agree on price, and now you have a $13,000 coconut out there that you've already negotiated it to death? I mean, how do you think that you're going to get that approved? So we need to be talking about that up front, okay? It's just part of the deal, instead of just, oh my gosh, wow, it was quite obvious, okay? If you pay attention to this stuff. So one question, how do roofs wear out? How do they really wear out?
Weather.
Inside out.
That's exactly right. So most roofs actually wear out from the inside. So when you say 150 degrees, that's why you need attic ventilation, because most are wearing out because of that heat from the inside, which is the truth. So just stuff that if you know and you say this to your clients, again, we want to be the hero, right? We want to know stuff. We want to be the hero. All right, these guys got to get on a conference call. Certainty Home Loans. All right. Hey, you're our friends. You're our big friends now. These rates, holy smokes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, what a beautiful segue though. Thank you. And you are doing my roof next week. I don't know if you knew that or not. But, no, seriously, we were to get you lined up a house rental property that I have in Wilbur. But great people. But a great segue, because after the meeting, Matt and Paul, if you guys haven't met Paul yet, are doing a very detailed training session on the renovation loans. And guess what one of the items you can do on the renovation loan is? A roof. Might help you save a few deals. If we can't get the insurance done, we can roll that into the price of the home. So also the escrow holdback, which many of you are familiar with and using. Great tool. Rates. They did tick up just a little bit, but we're still quoting as low as 375, 3875, 399 on a 30-year fix. Guys, that's crazy. What I want to tell you is take the time to come sit with one of us on your own loan. Let's look and see if a refinance might be beneficial for you. Because a lot of people think it's not. Some people in the back of their mind say it's got to drop a full percentage point before it's beneficial. That's not necessarily true. We can even do a no-cost 30-year loan right now. If it's like a $400,000 loan, you can do a no-cost for 4 1/8. So even if you're 4 1/2, 4 3/8, something like that, you can still better your position. FHA, if you're sitting on an FHA, it's crazy how low you can get. So I just want to mention that. But show of hands, how many of you guys are planning on coming to the renovation thing after this? Because I need to know how many steaks to order. Oh. Okay, all right. And you got some great news.
We have some exciting news. Hot off the press, we now have a program that is up to 101% financing. It is a conventional loan. There is no...
I heard that.
There is no mortgage insurance. It's a 97% first.
This is not April 1st.
Yeah.
It's a 97% first with no MI.
That have 800 beacon.
660 minimum. A 4% second, that is interest only payments. And the rate on the second is the same as the first. So it's conventional financing, no MI, takes care of their down payment and 1% towards closing costs. So literally just got this yesterday.
Is there a loan limit on that?
It's conventional, so it's up to the 484.
So if you thought you had, how much down? 3%?
Mm-hmm. It's 3% down, but
so is it competitive with an FHA?
Would be better than an FHA.
Yeah.
Because there's no mortgage insurance.
Yeah, FHA is.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah,
they're going to get this?
Yeah.
No mortgage insurance?
What kind of rate would they expect on something
I
like
think
that?
it's like 7.5. No.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to quote it yesterday. So I'm thinking it's probably in the low 4s right now. Low 4s. I'd say like 4.25.
Can you use it on investment property?
Use it on what?
Investment property?
No, it's got to be owner occupied. Owner occupied.
What about second home?
Owner occupied. I don't think it would be a second home.
Has to be primary.
Primary residence only. Yeah.
But you know, in the investment property, the renovation and the escrow holdback work on the investment property. So I really encourage you guys to come listen to the renovation thing that's going to take place at 11:30.
Right.
And I'll have flyers on the 101% financing. I've got them requested. I should have them in like 24 hours, and we'll make sure there's one in the binder in the bullpen that you guys can use and copy and stuff.
All right, we got to jump.
Okay.
Thanks.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
By the way, just so you know, the market.
You're twitching.
I'm twitching! I'm twitching! 101%! Pay attention! Pay attention to everything you own! 101%! We're doing it again!
The market. A tremendous amount of pre-quals and activity between July 3rd and July 8th.
Oh, I'm telling you.
It was crazy how many calls we got.
Great.
Crazy.
Rates will do that to
So exactly, you should realize, longer into the business, you know what causes gas momentum to our business, what slows it down. You can see rates, actually at a time where business should have slowed, we've gassed up. I mean, you got my email, 20 contracts yesterday, okay? It's rates. Rates are causing this. Okay, we're going to go. So bold is coming out. Second Rolls always has it 2 times a year. January and August. Starts August 8th. We're fortunate, very fortunate to have James Farron, who is actually local. We requested James. Huge success with James's bowls. Some of the biggest response in the country. And this is bowl 2. So I've taken bowl 9 times. I mean, Rawls Group, it's the key to what I do. It really inspires me to up my game and keep me accountable. But for the first time ever, bowl 2, it's been rewritten for all of you that's taken bowl for a long time. A lot more user-friendly scripts. They've listened to you. So, I've always hated the word scripts. Never used that. I like dialogues. They're actually calling it business conversations. I love that change. But James is going to tell you about upcoming bowl in August and bowl 2. James, take over.
Awesome, Brad. Dunwoody, how we all doing today?
Great.
Awesome. Good to hear from you, my friend. So, what I would love to start with is how many of you have taken bowl before in the past? Just by show of hands.
Come on, kids.
Awesome. Good. For one of you in the room, why did you take bold? What was the reason you took bold?
Up your business.
Help your business. Good. That's what we know. On average, people who take bold get about 14 deals during a 7-week period. And let me tell you, as your bold coach, that is my basement. All right, that is my expectation for a basement of what you should accomplish, because in my bold rooms, we're always in the top 5 to 10% of productive offices across the board. So my goal is to get you to at least 17 to 20 transactions. I'll tell you what, Bold 2.0 is written so that all of you can do just that. Now, if all we do is grow your business, I feel like we haven't done our job, because my goal is to change who you are, change your habits, change how you do business on a daily basis. So we brought in elements from One Thing, from Shift, from the Red Book. All of these worlds are coming together for the first time during Bold 2.0. As Brad had mentioned, people have a reluctance around the word scripts. How many of you love scripts? Awesome. I did not see one hand go in the air. So either all are asleep or none of you like using scripts. So what Brad said is absolutely true. We are looking to make it more conversational. We know that when you bring in your personal side, when you can have conversations with somebody on the other side of the phone, you're going to have more success. We also know that technology across the board with Keller Williams is changing and evolving every single day. So when something changes through KW Command, through Kelly, through local insights, we're going to be bringing that into the bold room so that you are at the top of your game in the technology world. So let me ask you, what questions do any of you have about the new bold that is coming into your world on August 8th? What questions do you guys have in the room? All of you know everything?
No.
Come on, Jake. I know
Come
you
on,
have a
Brad.
question.
I think probably what additional information? You kind of highlighted a little
Yeah, what's
bit
new?
there.
What's new with 2.0?
Absolutely. So we are bringing in, typically in bold, we have talked about your business, your job, and your finances. That has been the focus over and over and over, how to work on those elements. And we know that if you are not working on your whole self throughout this process, then you only have a partial return on investment. So there's a renewed vigor and a renewed interest on being sure that your mindset is in the right place. Because we know that 90% of success is what?
Mindset.
90% is mindset. 10% are the skills that you put into place. So every week we're going to be building upon your mindset and checking in and being sure that your accountability is held at the absolute highest level. Every element of bold has been scrubbed. Every element we've either looked at, we've either tossed it out, we've revived it, or some elements that we've kept and just updated to be sure. Because guys, we hadn't touched bold for 10 years. It's going to be the first time that we're wrapping in elements that we know are going to bring your business to the highest level. We've also spoken with top agents across the country, thousands of homes per year, and saying, gosh, what conversations are you having with your people? And they're sharing those dialogues with us, and therefore we're sharing them directly back over to you. Now, when we've talked about Bold in the past, what are the two main levels of lead generation that we've taught in Bold? Do you guys know? One is BizBones, and the other is
Expires.
BizBones and Expires. That used to be the name of the game in Bold. We're now bringing in how to work on circle prospecting, how to master open houses, how to be sure that we're evolving your database at the highest level. Because guys, if you're just focusing on one element of your business, you're missing out. So we're bringing all those elements into the new Bold 2.0. Great. What other questions y'all have?
How much is Bold?
What?
Brad, what
Does
was
it
that?
cost? Does it cost a Bold?
Bold is, it's 800, right, James?
Well, in fact, I'm going to give you a discount today. $799.
That was funny.
In fact, Brad, how many folks do you have in that room today?
35.
35, good. So here's what I'll say. If we get 10 people fully signed up for Bold 2.0 starting in August 8th, guys, we only have 96 seats. It used to be that you could show up for First Step to Bold and say, I'll check it out, see if it's a fit. I'm going to tell you, you guys are not going to have this opportunity this round because we used to have about 130 seats. This room only holds 96 of you. So if you're thinking of signing up for Bold, today is the day. So if you get 15 people in your room, Brad, to sign up for the full Bold experience, I'm going to dig deep into my pocket. Coach James is going to give $400 to one of those people that sign up for Bold when you hit that threshold of 15. Brad, how many do we have to hit?
Did you notice he said 10 and then he bumped to 15?
Yeah, negotiator.
Yeah.
It was.
How about 5? How about we'll go 5? We'll go the other way.
7.5.
5. How about 5?
Okay. I'll circle it back. 10 people.
Okay.
You get 10 people in that room. I'll give $400 to one of those people to sign up for the full Bold experience. You guys good with that?
How about 7? We'll go 7.
Brad, I'm not playing your game.
It's key point of negotiation.
All right, we'll tell you how it goes. But I tell you,
Good.
we
What other questions y'all have for me today?
no more questions. The Rawls group requested James. Okay, again, there's huge correlation between his Bolds and up business. He's one of the best in the country at that, and I gotta regard him as a smart guy because guess where last year he was teaching Bold?
Thank you, brother.
Hawaii. Well, thank you. Right. There we go. I'm smart. I'm not going to go to Alabama. I'll do Hawaii. There we go. Okay.
My goal is I'm either 5 miles away from my home or I'm in Honolulu. Those are my only two options.
There we go. All right, man. Thank you. We'll be back with you. I see it. All right. So let's talk. Interesting. Command has come out in February. We're still, again, I've told you, I'm not ready for everyone to jump 100%. Okay, advise you in February. Keep your old database. Start putting some people in command. Start playing with it. See how it works. I'll tell you when to go full speed. But what's interesting is they do have now what they're calling the health of your database. Okay, and I've really never in 30 years really thought about that. Okay, because I mean, there's a lot of ways to do business, but I was a huge database guy. Okay, total database, total referral, and now command will actually, if you're, I'm not saying put your people in because of this, but the idea came up that this health of your database. And what would you say is a healthy database?
Current
data.
It's that simple, okay? Which it's amazing that all these years, a lot of people have been in the business a long time, never really thought about what is the current data you need. What is it? And this basically has 6 categories.
I would say, well, it's your address.
Address 1.
Your phone number, your
2.
names.
What?
The names.
Names.
Email.
Instagram.
Instagram. Facebook, all of that. Birthdays, kids' names.
You're way more right. Neighborhood now. Okay, because now when command is going, you're going to be able to give them neighborhood and then home anniversary. Okay, so it kind of woke me up in that I think most people think of their database as a name and a cell and an email, right? And there's probably, this is 6 categories in here. You added some that are actually equally important. Kids' names, probably their birthdays, pets' names, right? All that. Because now we have information that we can really touch them in really totally non-threatening. Actually, we're congratulating you. We're thanking you. We're aware of stuff. So, Stace, did I take all your talk or?
Well, I thought Diane was gonna demonstrate.
There we go. She's gonna demonstrate.
How many of you know how to get into KW Command? Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Instead of going into mykw.kw.com, there's a slightly different way. It's called agent.kw.com. And that brings us to our command dashboard. Now, what Brad's been talking about is the health of the database. There's 2 ways of actually getting a real instant picture of that. Down here it says reports. See this little icon right here? That icon is reflected over here on the side. All these icons are also on the side, so you can reach any of these tabs at a given point, while you're in the program. But today we're going to look at reporting. And my database right now in Command has 840 contacts. I'm not actively, working as an agent right now, so no leads, sorry. But down here, we have categories of phone numbers. Of my 840 contacts, 87% of them have a phone number. 100% of them have an email. 60% of them have an address. 41% has birthdays. Home anniversaries, none, because honestly, a lot of the records in here are you guys, and I don't know when you bought your house, sorry. Neighborhoods, this is one of Command's new tricks this year, is being able to show a client what the activity is in their neighborhood. We can go over that later. But this kind of gives you an idea of, just a real snapshot of what your database looks like. So that when you say, okay, addresses, maybe I need to figure out, who needs an address. I'll go up to my contacts.
Wait, go back, stop there for a minute.
Okay.
Go back. Okay, so Stacy, Terry, let's have conversations around getting these. I think a lot of people, there's a lot of ways to lead generate, a lot of ways. And y'all heard last week, Jim Jenks just joined us. Got 2 stinking listings walking his dog, right? That's lead gen, okay? Having a good dog or a baby is great lead gen, okay? It's the truth. Or even kids, you're on teams, okay? But a lot of people, you do have to call people. We are attempting to call people, but that's not all of lead gen, okay? And a lot of people are scared of this phone, okay? They're scared of this phone for some reason. I wish there was a way. I wish there was a way I could get a judge and someone show up at your door and go, Bob, we're going to throw you in jail. We're going to throw you in jail for a year. All you got to do is make 100 calls. We're not going to do it, okay? With a cop standing right there the whole day. I think you do it. And I think you figure out that there's ways to make these calls. It's just talking to people like you're talking to your friend, right? And I think a lot of it is around this, filling this out, okay? So Bill, call me. You don't have my birthday. Call me.
Call and ask for Brad's birthday.
Yeah.
This is Bill.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, Bill.
How we doing today?
Oh, pretty good.
Good. Hey, I just wanted to touch base on a quick business question. You got a minute?
Yeah.
We are trying to update our records. We wanted to make sure we're staying in touch with you and wanted to make sure we sent your spouse a birthday card. So I wanted to get her birthday.
There we go.
We're sending you a cake, cupcake.
So there we go. It's an easy call, okay? If you just remember, it's about them, okay? If your dialogue is about them, okay? So hey, Stacy, Brad, just on our team, we're hugely into acknowledging everything about you. We want to acknowledge your birthday when it happens in your family.
That's very nice.
Can you give us your wife? There you go. Who's not going to do that? Okay? All of y'all, I mean, we acknowledge, y'all freak out. I'm telling you, you wouldn't believe the responses when we say happy birthday. You filled it out when you did your paperwork, but your kids, I mean, they're like, I have people all the time going, how'd you know that? That's amazing, right? I mean, when you acknowledge, and don't just, when you acknowledge, hey, Bill, happy birthday to Ben, it's even.
And you can just tell them, all I really need is the date and the month. You know, some people are kind of fearful about giving up.
Right.
So.
Right. We just want to acknowledge them. Okay, easy call. Home anniversary, how are we going to get that? If you didn't sell it to them, but you want that.
Tax records.
Tax records, there we go. So we got to spend a little time, right? That's pretty boring, so what do we do?
Have somebody else do it.
Have someone else do it's the best, but I don't know. That's pretty boring to me. Maybe I'm watching a movie while I'm doing that, or watching a sporting event. Or maybe I'll even pop a beer and listen to some music. I'm just saying, just get on there and do 10 a day, right?
Yeah.
Right.
If you didn't help them buy their house,
right?
Does it make sense to send them a happy anniversary card? I mean, I get it when it's you.
They might say their agent didn't do that.
Right, I agree.
Go, Ralph. Go,
Okay,
Ralph.
but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It doesn't have to be a happy anniversary. Okay. Okay. I understand that is kind of weird. So hey, I didn't sell you the house, Stacy. Hey, just want to make you aware. Today's the day you bought your house. Might be a good idea to check your furnace filters or check the. Okay, there we go.
Good.
The average age of a hot water heater. Right.
That.
There we go. We don't have to say happy. Right. Okay. Neighborhoods. Now that's a key in command. Okay, we want that in there. Gary bought e-neighborhoods, right?
Nextdoor.com.
Good.
That's what it's called.
Yes.
Okay, like 300,000 neighborhoods. Like the next biggest is 100,000. Is 10,000.
Right.
Okay, so this is not going to just be this was just listed, this was just sold, but the ultimate purpose of this is going to tell you everything about the neighborhood. Okay? So you live in Dunwoody and that's in there. Hey, Michael, want you to know Growlers up here this weekend has a 2-for-1 keg. Thank you. Hey, Dunwoody High's basketball game got moved to Friday to Saturday. That's what this is going to end up being. Okay? You got to do that yourself. Same thing with the address, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little tougher one. So I have your phone number, but call me, Michael. Call me. I need your address. I have your cell number and your emails.
Hey, Brad, how you doing?
Good.
Good. We're just we're updating some of our records, and we wanted to keep in touch with you to share some of the happenings that are happening in your community. However, we just want to confirm your address. Could you share that for me, please?
There we go. So hey, I've always had your phone number and email. There you go. Has to be beneficial to them. I'm going to give you things, but it's going to be pertinent to your address, right? Same thing, email. Hey, I've always called you. Hey, my job in my career is keeping you updated on everything happening in Atlanta and home ownership. I'm going to send out something once a month. Be beneficial to you. I need your email address. I mean, you make a ton of calls, so you're just going to fill this out. Just filling this out, right?
And it's relationship building
Right.
in and of itself.
Right. And the more things you want. I mean, you could even go, hey, do I remember you have a dog? Or if they said, no, I don't, that's okay. But if they do, what's that dog's? I mean, again, people love that stuff when you, right? Got it?
You said something about the neighborhoods and Gary purchasing?
Yes.
On Nextdoor? Are we supposed to be doing something with that?
No.
Well, it's still command. Eventually, that will be the ultimate. That you have their address. It will attach with the neighborhood, and with the mobile app, it will give them tons of updates things listed, things sold, but a lot more just about the neighborhood.
Okay.
That's the ultimate vision of it. Okay, go back.
To
Whatever you were going to now.
Well, we really don't want to dive too deeply into this right now. We're just kind of giving you the, broad picture. But just in case you're a little competitive, there's a little button down here called Compare, right here. You hit Compare. You can see how your database compares to everybody else's in the market center.
Whoa.
So, if you're competitive, that kind of gives you an idea of, where you stand in relation to, other people who are, working on command right now.
Do you see how this is, just making calls and connecting? I would start out by just, first of all, hey, kind of talking 3 months, how you doing, how's your summer, right? But then, boom. Should be easy. just shut your door, block an hour, just do it. Don't do it 8 hours a day. Just.
I think everybody's overwhelmed sometimes when you look at it. God, 840. But if it's like you're saying, take 10 a day. 10 a
Right.
day. Take a half hour, 30 minutes to do that because it's really doing your job. It's a
Right.
matter of you're going to have information on leads you never thought you would.
Right, and it can
Very
only
simple.
it can only benefit where now it's not just, hey, you're looking to buy or sell, but
Yeah.
we have a reason to contact that's relational.
That 10 a day, that's great, Jake. Just like the daily 10-4.
Yeah.
10 a day is doable. That is, anybody can do 10 a day. You're just going through your database and making sure you have complete information, calling them.
Yeah, it's just on every
10 a
day.
day.
Right.
Can I put a shout out to Stacy?
Shout out, baby.
So, I have a huge database, being from Bridal.
Huge.
Huge database. And it had been sitting there because if I put it into Constant Contact, it was going to cost me literally hundreds of dollars. And it was all in Excel, and Stacy was able to get 9,000 names into Command. We were going to see if Command could do it. And it did. So now we got to learn how to use it.
We had to do it in 3 batches because it has a maximum of 4,000 at a whack. Is the most you can import.
Right.
So we
did 3
tested
batches.
the system.
She is in command.
Are you guys doing a Command session here tomorrow from 2 to 3?
That's an online.
It's online?
Mhm.
Okay.
With
Because the other ones were showing it as being online. Okay, so
But we do have a class we're taking on Monday, all
No.
of the staff.
The whole staff is
Yeah.
going to a major 4-hour
Training
update,
It's
so
called
we'll
Train the
have a lot
Trainer,
more
so
info.
we're all-
Oh, good. So
Yeah.
So it's coming.
Yeah.
Two
I
questions. Can you merge contacts in there if you have duplicate information?
Not this time.
And can you export?
You cannot export at this time. That is one of the functionalities that they're working on. Right now, they're just trying to get it in the system rather than out.
But it's all on the list to be.
Okay, know these categories. Add more, just like Michael did. This is just easy way that we're calling. We're just staying top of mind. We don't have to every time. We don't have to say you're looking to buy or sell. You're the guy. Just have a reason to call them, right?
It's a conversation.
That's all it is. Okay, get you in 1 second. So let's go. Top producers, year to date. Huge month in June. Again, July looking very big. Again, these rates, it's almost like overnight, like you could just feel it gearing down, and then all of a sudden it was just like turbo. So it could be a very good July and August, bigger than usual, just because of these rates. Top teams. So teams 2 and 2 only working together. Number 1 year to date, RJ and Jim McCarty. 2, Tara and Gary Gaines. 3, Claudia Basato and Daniel Polito. 4, Kathy and Bill Haas. 5, Deb and Michael Martino. Hey, go back. So stop here. So again, a lot of us don't think about just people we know. It doesn't necessarily have to be right here. Y'all know where Tara and Gary Gaines live? They live in Alabama. Okay? But they know West Georgia. They live close to the line. They work both. There you go. And they work mobile. That's where their mobile. That's where their vacation home is. Okay, there we go. Top groups. 3 or more licensed agents working together. Dave and Becky Evans Group. hard for me not to say when. Soon to have a baby. First baby is very exciting. 2, Providence Group. 3, Alexander Group. 4, Bolt Group. Congratulations. Top commercial, back of the room. There he is, Scott Morchower. How long you been? 4 or 5 years? 5 years, man. Total different industry. Look at it. Proud of you. 2, Joe Cannon. He's been in forever. 3, y'all don't realize, but I think Joe Cannon was maybe the first commercial agent in the entire country to join Keller Williams.
He was.
He was.
He was top agent in all of Keller Williams in 2004.
That is incorrect. He was the top commercial agent, which they didn't have a category for. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was. They created a category for Joe to walk across stage at family reunion to shake Gary's hand. There's no category. No, he made best year ever. Joe was in the business 20 years. Best year ever, 300. First year with Keller, he made $1 million. Yeah, it was pretty cool. 3, J.M. Scott. 4, Josephine Chang. 5, Rocky Kaufman. Top individual. Got some juice up there. Some of the usual suspects. 1, Dan Bangs. 2, Cynthia Pierce. 3, Mike Culver. 4, Nicole Ambrose. 5, Brandon Atkins. 6, Rob Carino. 7, Ming Joe. 8, Denise McEnany. 9, Toshma Graves. 10, Paige Pace. She hadn't been in the business long. 11, George Jackson. 12, Jana Huffam. 13, Wade Morris. 14, Shorlette Harvey. And 15, Amisha Mason. Congratulations. Good numbers. All right, world of closing attorneys. What's happening over there? And I mean, this is the same meeting. Y'all were here hearing the people talking about these roofing guys, right? Same thing here. Anyone can do the easy closing. Anybody.
You're doing roofing.
No, it's all.
You're like a roofer, eh?
No, it's all good.
I'm gonna change into my roofing outfit.
She's a great roofer. No, but seriously, anyone can do the easy deal. When you have the tough deal, these guys are like people talking about this roofing. They know what they're doing. They get it done. You want them on your side. Go ahead.
That kind of leads into what I was gonna say. I'm Renee Dillon with Organic PC, one of the owners, and I manage the Ashford Dunwoody office. So last week I got a call from an agent friend of mine. It was Rachel Farron, actually, over at Peachtree Road office. And there are a couple of townhome and condo complexes in Greater Atlanta. I know of 3 of them. And they, whenever they were completed, the builder never filed a final plat with dimensions on them. So they are essentially uninsurable if you resell them, unless you go back to the person that originally insured them. And the deal with Rachel, she was selling one of these townhomes. They were closing at a smaller attorney's office that only had 2 agencies with 2 title insurers in town. There's really about 10. We're with all 7 of the major ones. They couldn't close over there because that attorney didn't have a relationship with the one company that will insure all of these townhomes. So whenever you if you come across a problem like that, give us a call. Ganic itself has been in business for over 30 years, so we have relationships with all the title insurance companies. We can pretty much get anything closed for you. So just when you have problems like that, don't think they were about to give up. They were thinking they couldn't buy the house. They were about to cancel the deal, and they gave us a call, and we were able to work things out, get in touch with the right company to insure the property with, and we got them closed. So just call us with your heart. Bring the easy stuff to us for sure, because we like that. That's good all the time. But if you have a problem, if you're running into problems with things, give us a call. We've seen just about everything, and we can handle pretty much anything for you. So, and thank you, by the way. We had a ridiculously fantastic June in this office. I think it might have been our highest capture rate ever out of this office. So thank you so much for your business. We appreciate every single deal that y'all send to us, and don't tell anyone else, but y'all are our favorite clients. Love you. Love you. Oh my God, yesterday they closed our building down. Georgia Power hit a water main, and apparently if your building doesn't have water, they don't let you be in it. So they kicked us out midday, but we're fine. We're back in there today.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little hairy yesterday afternoon.
Shout out to your office, July 4th. I needed to put an offer in. I needed the legal description. Brandy, within minutes, bam. So thank you.
We love her. We love her.
She was great.
Thank you.
Same sort of service that we heard here. Same thing with certainty. Nancy's left. She had a closing 2 days ago. I've never even heard of the mortgage company her buyer used. Some Weisberger or somebody is a mortgage company. They still haven't received the funds. Her buyer's like sitting outside 2 days with their truck full. Seller's not giving them the keys. I wouldn't either. I mean, you got to pick people that are competent and know what they're doing. That's why these people are here. Thank you. All right, past time. Listeners, caravans. What do you got? Oh, remember next week? Kathy Haas, you're in this, right? Sharp dressed, right? Right? And we're talking business attire here, okay? So, there's $100 to the winner. So next week, next Tuesday, come looking like you're going to get that $9 million listing. Whoa. Okay, Listeners Caravans, what do you got?
I've got a listing coming up in Marietta, Kell High School. 6 bedrooms, full finished, basement, $450. It's beautiful. It's only 8 years old, but the kitchen's renovated, the bathrooms are renovated. It's move-in ready. So it'll be listing in 1 week.
Good for you.
Nice.
Brent, when you're announcing this, when you're announcing these properties, remember there are people online. So if you could just say your name, that way they can get back to you if they're listening to you online.
Good idea.
Hi, I'm Karen Williams. I have a new listing for Chen Lamb. She's not here this morning, so I'm filling in for her. It's a Duluth townhouse, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage. It's in great condition. It's close to Duluth and Buford Highway for $270, and there's an open house Saturday.
Nice size.
Okay, Scott.
My first announcement in this situation ever, because I've never had a residential property, but this is residential or commercial, is 38 Sloan Street, right off of the mill in downtown Roswell. It's a great location, needs a kitchen, but it's priced right at $599. The comp down the street is $725 from May.
Nice. That guy owns the city of Roswell right there, the village. Billy.
We've got a new listing, Bill Haas, coming up in Hunt Cliff in Sandy Springs. It is going to be in the low 500s. It's a ranch with a finished basement on a heavily wooded cul-de-sac lot with views of the Chattahoochee in the wintertime.
And also it's got a full, it's 2 masters, one up and one down, a full kitchen, office, bathroom, and an additional bedroom down and another bath down in the lower level. So it could be like a multi-generational home for families that have, older parents living with them.
Good. Hunt Cliff surround any golf course in particular?
Cherokee. Yes, so any of your clients have memberships at Cherokee Town Club?
There we go.
It is majestic views of the river in the winter and from the bedroom and the greater living room. So.
Okay, who else? Douglas.
Well, we finally did it. We got a listing and done with it. Not only did we get a listing, but this is the best condominium unit in this complex. Upper unit, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, renovated, very private side of the complex. You could sit on the back porch, have your morning coffee, and not see anything but trees.
What community?
Ashford condominiums.
Ashford condominiums. This is it's a what?
300.
It's listed at $300,000, and it will actually hit the market on Thursday. If anybody wants to see it before then, we'll be happy to set up a show.
Location in Dunwoody.
Yes.
Location where?
It's at 344?
344.
344 Ashford Circle.
There we go.
New listing in Lawrenceville. This is
Who are you?
Jeannie Posner. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a ranch. Roof is under 5 years old. Air conditioning, I think, is 3 years old. If not, I may have that reversed. It's getting all new flooring, We're gonna be listing probably around 207. A house sold last month for 205, but not as nicely renovated at Discovery High School.
I'll tell you, you said it last week, but Jeannie is one person, obvious person, walked through the door of Bold, came out the other side, she's a different person forever.
Yeah, Bold, I definitely recommend it. Definitely changes your whole attitude and mindset.
Yeah.
Eddie Levin got 4-acre horse farm. House is totally renovated. 549 in Alpharetta. Have a home, another home in Alpharetta coming on the market. 265 Oakhurst Leaf. It needs TLC. The homes in the neighborhood are high 6s and 7s. This is going to be around 350. Good bones, just needs some work. And it has a pool. In Mableton, 6803 Queens Mill Road, 159,932. And then we have a rental at Dunwoody Court, 1400, second level, second floor of the unit. Got new flooring coming in, but it's available. If anybody needs to get in to see any of these before they go on the market, let me know.
Eddie's been working.
I'm Renita Crawley. The village has completed 6 of the last houses in the Charleston Wall neighborhood. It's going to be 416 Best Friends Turn Alley. And it's 416, 420, 428, and 432. All on Best Friends Turn Alley. They're 4-2. Price range is going to be $229,900. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths in the Lake community. It's in McDonough, Georgia.
Nice. Who else? Ralph Long 3.
I've got a property I'm about to put on the market. It's the prettiest bungalow in Sylvan Hills. It's a 1932 bungalow, cloth foot tub, new roof, new hot water heater. It's near the West End belt line. It's going to be going for $240, and I'll have it on FMLS within the next couple of weeks. But I need a good buyer to come in there and get it, sell it.
There we go. Who else? Okay, what time's Matt, or what do you have training this week?
We have Code of Ethics on Thursday. Come on, guys, let's just knock it out. You gotta do it every 2 years. It costs $20, so you either need to come bring with a check or go to the Eventbrite link.
No
yes.
cash.
No.
Do not bring me cash.
Just don't go there. Of course, the renovation loan class right after this, and then next Tuesday after sales meeting, Chad Himes will be teaching on social media, setting up a schedule for yourself, which platforms to use, what to talk about, how to get engagement, because it's about dialogue, conversations, right, Terry? There we go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Chad's always full house. We've invested every month he's teaching here, so really good. All right, Matt in this loan program right after this, but y'all have a great week. Again, rates are keeping things quite busy. Look at your business. Look at what you're doing. If you're behind goals, make some changes or stop doing some stuff. One of the two.
Okay.
Y'all have a good one. Oh yeah.
Cindy's care.
There we go.
If anybody can get out there for.
Y'all,
Smyrna.
what's the address?
It's 297 Plantation Circle in Smyrna. It's got a
Everybody has
garage
one.
back.
Okay. Thank you now. Food in the back still.